Hey, Board Gamers, BJ from Board Game Gumbo here, back in the Gumbo Pot with our 3 rules series. That's right, we're taking a look at a game and showing you 3 rules that you might miss the first time you play it. This time, we're looking at Revive. Revive is a fantastic new Euro game published by Aporta Games in 2022 from some of the same designers as Santa Maria and the Magnificent. We played this one at BGG Spring 2023, but finally grabbed our own copy recently. We've been playing it non-stop ever since. Players take on the roles of tribes thousands of years in the future, finally emerging from this chasm, and they're trying to score points by exploring the land that they've found. Players are going to use a clever mix of hand management and tile exploration and engine building to try to score the most points. Here are 3 rules you can easily miss the first time you play the game. I know we missed a couple. Number 1, one of the things that you can do to score points is put out your population meeples. That's going to not only give you some extra powers on the board, but they can unlock some powerful ways to get scoring points. But there's a trick. You have to put the population on what the rulebook calls location tiles. It's not clear when you glance at the rulebook what exactly that means. And what they're talking about are the ruined city tiles, not just any of the generic tiles on the board. You can also put population in the 4 corners, the large locations, and that's the only way to score those in-game scoring points. But the key part is putting the population on those ruined cities. First person to go there is going to get a benefit every time somebody else tries to put their population meeples on there. They'll actually have to pay them a book. So it's kind of a race to get to those first. And they're not rare, but they're pretty rare. So looking for those are important. But just remember, buildings are going to go on sand spaces, and the population meeples are going to go on those ruined city spaces or on the large location tiles. Next, we didn't miss this one, but we've seen a lot of questions about this in the forums, and we're talking about the player board and the machines that you run. Now, those machines have 3 different colors of tracks: yellow, gray, and green. And as you get the arrows, and when you explore and put buildings out on the main board, you're going to move up those tracks. And as you move up those tracks, you're going to open up different spots for your machine that you can use energy later on to tap. But remember, some of the spaces actually have 2 different colors intersecting. That means that you have to have both of those colors, those tracks, advanced that far to unlock that space, to take the marker off. You can't just, get one color or one half of the color and then take the marker off. It's not an either or, it's a both. And finally, one of the biggest misunderstandings that we had was about the difference between the circle spaces on the machine tracks on your player board and the hexagonal spaces. They are actually different, and we didn't pick that up right away in our first play. So the circle spaces are the ones that, for the most part, you're going to be using your energy to put on the machine as a free action to get whatever benefit is on there. It might increase your range, it might give you a crystal, might give you access to a module, whatever it is, it's a free action. There are other spaces though, near the end of the tracks, and those are going to give you access to in-game scoring, or even some of the artifact tiles. But those are one time only. When you unlock them, you get that benefit from the hexagonal space, and you can't use your energy to tag it over and over again. If you did, that would end the game pretty quickly, and that's a mistake we made in our first play. All right, so that's a look at Revive and 3 important rules you need to know before you play your first game. Every fan of Euro games should try Revive. It's fantastic, it's combolicious, even if the rule book, at least in the English version, is not quite as clear about some important rules as we think it should have been. So I'm curious though, if you get to play Revive, let us know in the comments below if there are any rules that we missed or any rules that you think are just as important, and we'll update the video. Until next time, laissez, temps, rouler.